King Kane.
Alright, what's going on, y'all? Looks like my audio is fine, so we'll go with this. I'm still on Octopath. Yeah, I put like 100 hours in this game. It's crazy. It's like as soon as I finish working and then I have some free time, I go to this. Or if I'm on a call that I don't have to be super involved and I need to get through that call, I just turn this on. It's I want to say it's sad, but at the same time, man, this thing has helped me save so much time. You know, when I finally am free, like figuring out what to do and you know, if I even want to kill some time. I know it's funny I say it saves me time, but you know, like honestly, this game is awesome. Like it's multi-purpose game. You know, if I want to save time, if I want to relax, whatever the case is, this game helps me solve that because I just know, like, you know, it's time for me to relax. Let me turn on Octopath. But that's not the point of why I wanted to do this Gems in Gaming. Today's Gems in Gaming is something that to me is extremely important, but not really discussed often. Matter of fact, not that it's not discussed often, more realistically, it's almost encouraged to be a part of the world and be a part of the system. And that's about gossip, headlines, clickbait, whatever name we give it today. Like it's still extremely detrimental to society, to life, just in general. There's this, you know, there are several scriptures in the Bible, but there's this one scripture that kind of like you know, made my antennas go up a little bit when I read it. But it was talking about gossip and how, you know, gossip is one of the worst sins that there is because of the damage that it does to someone's life. So you know, as I think on this and I'm trying to figure out, you know, how is it applicable to, first off, me and the way that I live and the way that I operate and the way that I communicate. And something that I noticed is I probably gossip often without even knowing or paying attention to the concept that it's gossip. I've found myself constantly, you know, telling stories. Well, first off, before I get into this, let's break down what is gossip. Let's break that down first. The definition, when I looked it up, if I'm saying this correctly and verbatim, the definition of gossip is to tell bits and pieces of information that's not verified to be the truth. So you're telling bits and pieces of information, but it's not verified to be the truth. As soon as I understood that definition, I was like, oh yeah, I probably gossip, and that's not okay. You know, when I say I probably gossip, I only think about the different scenarios that we all go through in a day-to-day basis. Let's say you call a friend, you call a mother, a family member, you call whoever, that someone you're close to, someone you trust very, very well. When you trust someone extremely well like that, I mean, realistically, you're probably willing to be a little bit more loose with information that you have, at least with this person in particular, because your trust level is so high. Let's say that is the case. How often have you said something to this person or to that person that was information that you kind of know is it's kind of verified, but is not yet confirmed to be truth? Right. When I say kind of verified, it's like you spoke to someone who so happened to be there, or who so happened to be a part of the story that you're telling. But if you are not there, if we're not there, if if you hear a story but you're not there, and you start talking about it with other people, let's say it's somebody that is real close, that you're real close with. Let's say it's not. Let's say it's somebody you don't know at all, because there are some people with loose lips. So let's keep it a buck. I know those people exist. But if we do this often to anyone, whether you're there or not there, and we feel confident that I don't know, the information that we have to share is worth sharing. How often do we share that information and then we could say true that or truly that it's 100% true? Like without a doubt, everything that I said, anything that I shared on this call or to this person, whatever the case is truth. If you can't confidently say that, then you are probably dealing with gossip, which, remember, we called is a sin. So I like to think about this in the modern day setting, because something that I notice is the most popular things in the world are always things that are considered sins in the Bible or whatever religious text you're reading. At least in the Bible, I know that gossip's a sin, so I don't know about any other religious text. But the reason I say that is because I struggle finding like a good a good show or informational about basketball. I just struggle. Like honestly, I don't feel like most people even know ball, if I'm being honest with you. And that seems kind of arrogant to say, as though like I have all the things figured out. I don't. But I do know, I know a little bit more than the average person who is into basketball. I play it. I've played it all my life. I watch it constantly. Down to the plays, down to the coaching, contracts, like everything about basketball professionally and on the amateur level. I just absolutely love. It's a brilliant sport. It's actually truly art, if I'm being honest with you. But because of that, because I like basketball, I typically look for art or talk shows or podcasts regarding the sport that I love. And something that I find is it's difficult to research and find something like this, because when you do, it's always clickbait or another word for gossip. So for example, it'll be let's just say LeBron's, because he's the most popular athlete in basketball. So I don't know, LeBron pushes so and so, slaps so and so, whatever the case is, and then you end up watching the video like, wait, what? Yo, LeBron did what? And you check out the video like, yeah, I can't believe LeBron did that. And the next thing you know, they were absolutely furthest thing from the truth was inside that video. Like, it was just legitimately clickbait, just something to get you kind of entertained. But it was the sentence, LeBron slaps player or pushes player, that gets people like, ooh, I'm kind of intrigued now. That's why gossip is dangerous, because just off of something so simple, of saying something that I know is going to get you interested, I now have the power to manipulate and deceive people. Ready? And most people, unfortunately, abuse that power, especially in the media, because now that I'm looking for a sport or a show to discuss the sport that I love, now I have to be wary of the fact that most of the people that I'm going to and aiming for is using gossip, clickbait, headlines, another word for it, to trap people in manipulating people to listen to what they have to say. And unfortunately, because it works for one person or it works for another individual, is gonna now every single well, not every single one, but a lot of the different news channels now have to follow that formula. It's the only way that they see in order to get an audience, which is very sad, like, honestly, because now now that's gonna populate throughout the world. People will say it's okay, well, it's just clickbait. You gotta use something, you gotta use a title to get people interested, or I don't know, what else would they say? Different thumbnails. Make sure you use the thumbnail. Put a pretty girl on the thumbnail, like that kind of stuff. And it's like, man, all of these different things that we're doing, these different marketing techniques. I'm a marketer, so and I got a business, so I'm just speaking from experience. But all these different marketing techniques that we're told is the right thing to do it's just gossip. Like, it's just professional gossip. Like honestly. And now, granted, I'm fully aware that a lot of the stuff that we do and say, it's all about the reflection of your heart. I'm completely aware of that. I'm not saying that people would say or do gossip like things and have evil intentions. That's not the case. But because it's so normalized now, people will gossip as though they were meant to do it. They see when you start to do it constantly, and now you're starting to get attention based off of gossip. Now you gotta truly think, who is
for the pride of coup.
You gotta truly think, like, you as a person, not you as a gossiper, but you gotta truly think, like, if this person or if this person is telling me all of these different things about someone else, who's to say that person would not tell someone else all of those different things about me? And that's why I'm like super private. I'm transparent but private at the same time. Like, people feel like they know me, and they'll speak on my name or speak on situations about me as though they're familiar, and I don't even trip. Like, I've heard all kind of stuff about me, and I don't even trip at all. The reason I don't trip is because I never let anyone know real private stuff except my wife. So it's like, and that's the reason why, is because people will gossip. Like, people will talk, and then what that does, and why that's evil, or why it's considered a sin, I should say, is because, let me think of a better scenario. Let's think of, I don't know, just think of your favorite celebrity in this era. It doesn't really matter whoever your favorite celebrity in this era is, this time period is. They 9 out of 10 have experienced some level of scrutiny on the internet based off of something that they supposedly said or supposedly did.
How's this?
And in order to get people to rally behind this approval for this individual is to simply create a headline. So let's say I had a 3-hour conversation, 4-hour conversation. If I want to get people interested in that conversation, I just make up a headline. And if I want people to be upset or to be happy, I make a either positive headline or good headline. Gossip goes both ways. It doesn't mean it's just always negative stuff about people. Sometimes it's stuff that's just not true, but it makes that person sound better or sound more appealing. It's still gossip. I try not to talk about anything outside of things that I absolutely know is real and absolutely know is true. That's why on Gyms and Gaming, I only talk about myself. Whenever I talk about a lesson, I always only bring up like things that I've gone through and things that I've dealt with, because I mean, it's a very, very slippery slope when you want to start voicing your thoughts and opinions about other people.
It's my turn.
It looks funny because, I'm looking at the recording and it actually is this pitch black. Like, I can't see all the enemies, which is pretty crazy. I'm sure they did it like this on purpose, but man, they were very serious about it being pitch black. But yeah, I mean, I felt like this was extremely important to bring up. Like, a lot of the stuff that I talk about, I probably most likely will make content. I'll make content on my other page, on the King Kane page, to talk a little bit more about this topic, and I'll probably do it way more artistically and freestyling about the conversation. But no, 100%, like be careful about gossip, and be careful about be careful about some of these things, man, that you guys are experiencing on a day-to-day. Any news channel you got to be careful about, because they'll reduce everything to a headline. And if you get your news from a partial piece of the story, that's probably gossip, right? And they're probably just telling their opinion on a headline. You're reducing someone's life to a sentence. That celebrity story I was saying, and this is a cutscene. I feel like it's gonna mess up the vibe. So I'll end with this. The celebrity I was saying about, whenever you want someone to like or dislike them, reduce their life to a headline, and then start talking about that headline. I just want you to consider that you woke up today, and if so, you're winning. Right? You still have breath in your lungs, so you're still winning. You woke up today. You lived your whole life. You lived your whole life up to this point. Now imagine if you logged on the internet, whatever social media platform, logged on the internet the next day, and then you saw one sentence about your life and everyone giving their thoughts and opinions about it. They don't know you. Gossip, headlines, clickbait, all very dangerous rhetoric, because it's very wicked, very evil. It's not the truth, and if it's not the truth, it's based off lies. Even if it's partial truth, it's partial. And if it's not the complete truth, it's not to me, it's a lie. That's just my perspective. Be careful about gossip. Be careful about clickbaits. Be careful about headlines. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Take it easy.